I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday on a Wednesday evening, and I'm going to start this evening off with a English pub ale from Front Royal. It's called Estate Car. Yeah, Estate Car. 4.2% ABV. So this is a, I think this is a, it's a mild. It's a British mild, which is fitting because that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. So, those of you who have been to the Dean's List know that I have my basement modeled after an English pub. And this is a light mild. The one I'm going to talk about is a dark mild, so cheers. So, man, it has been a crazy week, and it's only hump day. So tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday because it's Homebrew Wednesday. So I did a brewing thing this weekend. I brewed a British dark mild, which I'm very proud of. Interesting, it's the lowest ABV beer I've ever brewed. I was targeting 3.5, 3.7% ABV. Ended up at 3.7 ABV. My starting gravity ended up being 1036. I was targeting 1037, and so that was on Saturday, and I just checked the gravity yesterday, and it's finished out. It's not gonna, it went kind of vigorous. I used Imperial's darkness, which I thought would be appropriate for a dark mild, and it bubbled like the dickens, and in a couple of days it kind of had slowed down already. But kind of cool when you do a beer where all you have to use is the airlock. You don't have to use a blow-off tube. It's kind of nice. I pretty much, most beers I do, I have to do a blow-off tube. But I don't think I ever. Usually a 7% is like a sessionable for me. So yeah, it finished out at 10.08, which I think puts it at 3.7%. This is a record in the Dean's List. There's never been a beer, that low ABV. So pretty excited because I got a buddy coming down in a couple of weeks. My buddy Stein. As long as his plans stay solid, and gonna get to show him the Dean's List. I think he might even be staying here, which is exciting. So I haven't seen that guy in ages. So I'm like super uber excited to see Stein. So he was kind of just started brewing. I guess it's been probably over a year now, maybe even 2 years. You kind of lose track of time with COVID, with the COVID year that happened. So he may have been brewing for over 2 years now, but he brews some damn good beers. I think the last thing I talked to him about was we both brewed a Vienna lager. Mine came out pretty clear. His came out kind of hazy, not really sure why, but yeah, so yeah, man, having an Army buddy, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw him in person. It might have been a wedding we went to, probably was. But yeah, I can't remember, but it's been a while. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So the brew day. Started out, it was pretty uneventful. Not uneventful, it's a cool brew day anytime you do a dark beer, because I went through I kind of busted out all my technical skills, so I had to try to get the sugar down as low as I could without going below 1010. I think I went to 1008 before I finally started topping up with water. I had to bust out the pH test kit, which I don't normally do, because anytime I do a dark beer, I always want to check the pH. So I think I got the pH to 5.3 going into the boil, so that was where I wanted it, so that was fine. I didn't have to add any, sulfate or anything like that. Is it sulfate? I usually do, or carbonate, whatever I normally do to raise the pH. And then just the, the normal, brew day. And a British mild's cool because there's not much of a hop addition. I think I did a whole ounce of East Kent Goldings, you know, most of it at 60 and the rest of it at 5 minutes. So when I did the gravity sample yesterday at 10:08, I tasted it. It tastes really good. It's crisp, smooth. You know, it's like a fall beer that you can drink like a baseball beer. You know, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun beer. I've never brewed a mild before. So the only challenge I had with the brew day was I used man, my dog's over here making some noise because he wants to come down. Let's go check him out. Go see Reese. He's not happy that I'm doing a video down here. We just took him for a walk, so he should be good, but... Are you okay? What's up, man? Do you want to come down? I'll bring him down. I don't know if you could see it. Could you see him up there? Yeah, I'll bring him down after the video's done. But we just took him for a walk, so he should be good. He's a Shih Tzu, and Shih Tzus have separation anxiety. So, but anyway, man, where was I? Oh, so the hard part. So the grist had, I'm trying to remember how much was it of the flaked maize. I think it was only a quarter pound. I'll have to go back and check, but the flaked maize wasn't really so much flaked as it was powdery. I mean, it was crushed pretty good. So I didn't crush it. I mean, it came in the bag that way. I'm used to having like, usually it looks like oatmeal, like yellow oatmeal, but this one was pretty small, you know, almost like somebody crushed it. So I don't know if it had been sitting on the shelf for a while or whatever, but that caused for some issues with the herms. Because it didn't quite stop it up, but it got kind of close. I was like, man, I was kind of wishing I would have thrown in some rice hulls, but that wouldn't have been necessary if it hadn't have been for the fact that, you know, the flaked maize was pretty crushed. I'll have to look at that vendor and make sure I don't get that again. But I mean, I got it from my local homebrew store, but I'll talk to Derek and see what's up because I'm not used to the maize being that crushed. So anyway, got through that, finished the rest of the brew day. The brew went well, and yeah, then, you know, this week has just been interesting week, hard work week, just a lot of stuff coming due. You know, it's like one thing after the next, and there's no baseball this week, so it is Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. I don't know if Shark Week on the Discovery Channel is timed with the break in Major League Baseball for the All-Star, you know, week. So my boy Juan Soto beat out what's his name, Ohtani, the kind of phenom, you know, pitcher batter. He's got 33 home runs and he's a good pitcher, but he beat him out in round one of the home run derby, and then he went up against and it was a cool. He did the 3 minutes with a bonus, and then they did a 1 minute round, and then it was still tied, so they had to go into a 3-pitch. You know, swing off, and you know, Juan Soto hit 3 home runs, and then Ohtani missed his first one, so it was over. But then he went in phase 2, and Alonso just crushed him. So anyway, so that was fun. I didn't watch the All-Star game, but yeah, waiting for, you know, the Nationals to get back. As you can tell, I'm a little tired today, so I'm not going to keep this going much longer. Yeah, it's been 8 minutes? Yeah. So anyway, I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, this is a pretty light British pub ale. Speaking of British pub ale, I'm getting travel arrangements ready because in a bit I will be heading to London, and, you know, for a work thing, so that's exciting. It's been a while since I've done a beer engine, so I'm excited for that. Get some real ale. So anyway, on that note, have yourself a happy homebrew. Enjoy the brew footage I'll put up now, and have a very, very happy Homebrew Wednesday. So happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. As promised, I'm doing a dark mild today at the Dean's List. Don't have my stuff written on the board yet, but I will. So let's see. Here's the grist. It's about 7 pounds of total grain. I've got 3 pounds of Maris Otter, a pound of Cara Munich 2, a pound of Crystal 120, a quarter ounce of I'm sorry, also a pound of Gold Pills Vienna, a quarter pound of Carapels, a quarter pound of chocolate rye, and a quarter pound of flaked maize. I won't put mace in there, that's not good. The hops are going to be East Kent Goldings, I think 3/4 of an ounce at 60 minutes, something like that, maybe an ounce. Yeah, and that's it. And then I got the darkness, Imperial, I think it's Imperial Darkness for my yeast. I think that's what I got. Maybe I got, let me see, let me double check that so I don't give some bad info. I'm in my wake up hair right now. Let's see, yeah, Imperial Darkness for the yeast. I thought that would be good for a dark mild. So anyway, I'll come back a little later when I get the thing mashed in. Cheers. Okay, so I'm back, and I finally got my, I've never seen these low numbers. My pre-boil is supposed to be 1029, and my OG is supposed to be 1037. Ooh, this is gonna be I wanna say a 3.5% beer or something like that. But it's kinda cool. I've never, I think I'm gonna have to be topping off quite a bit on this one. But the only thing I'm putting in is 0.8 ounce of EKG at 60. And yeah, it's looking kind of dark. So fingers crossed. One problem I did have was I had the flake maize. The flake maize I got was more like powdered maize. I mean, it was crushed pretty much. Normally when I get flake corn, it's like flakes. This one was like almost like crushed flakes. So kind of gunked up a little bit. Got a little bit of a kind of stuck sparge going on, so I had to keep stirring it until the grain bed finally set, which I think it's okay for sparging now, so fingers crossed. Cheers. All right, there's the first runnings of the dark mild. Came in runoff at 10:55. This is gonna be interesting. I've never brewed this low of a gravity beer before. All right, so I am over 3 gallons and still got good color. So assuming the gravity's still somewhere between 1010 and 1039. Okay, I'm at 5 gallons and just over 1010, so I'm probably gonna have to let it go for another half gallon and then top off with some water. But that's all right. I think I'm gonna be pretty close to my gravity. Usually am. Cheers. Figured I'd have a ESB to get into the British pale spirit. Man, I love an ESB. Okay, so I missed a little bit of stuff. So I busted out I said the pre-boil was 1030. I was wanting to be 1029, so I'm good on that. I had to add about, 2 gallons of water top up because I dropped down below 1010. I didn't want to keep shooting below 1010 into the kettle. I had to use my pH test kit just to check to make sure I didn't have like astringency or a lower pH from the dark grains, but it was fine. It was like 5.3. It's supposed to be 5.2, so that was good. So now I'm just bringing it up to a boil, and maybe I'll get a little bit of that on camera. I wish I would have gotten some of the other things I did, but oh well. I'm rusty. Okay, this is like a cool IPA called Laying on the Forest Floor or something like that. It's really good. 7%. Really good. It's like a New England style, I think. But check this out. Look how cool look at that beautiful color on the foam that's coming up the proteins. Man, this is going to be a pretty beer, this dark mild. I used some Carapels and I haven't done that in a while, so should have a nice color head on it. All right, just dropped the 3/4 an ounce of East Kent Goldings, and yeah, looking good. All right, here we go. Last top drop. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Man, this EKG smells good. And there it goes. This is going to be a good beer, I can tell it. This has been a really cool brew day. Okay. Haven't got the final gravity yet, but the color looks wonderful. Look at that dark mild. That's going to be nice. Yeah. Okay. Okay, last brew on this. Well, I don't know if it's the last one. I kind of like this setup. You know, I've got it plugged into the wall. When I'm not working out, I brew. Yeah, I kind of like the setup. So, but I got a conical fermenter from Blickman coming in. So, whenever they get their parts, you know, they've been delayed. But anyway, so it was a dark mild. We're calling it Off With Her Head, dark British dark mild. My target pre-boil was 1029. I hit 1030. My target OG was 1037. I hit 1036. So I will call that a successful brew day. Now it's time to clean all this crap up. Oh, and the British dark mild is going to be called Off With Her Head. Cheers.